So welcome to my channel, that's what we call the good life. Today I'm going to be talking about how you can prevent your seedlings from going leggy. I'm hearing a lot of people being reluctant to start seedlings off, or when they have done at the beginning of the year, they're getting leggy plants, or they're worried they're going to get leggy plants. So I'm going to give you 4 top tips, and also at the end I'm going to give you a bonus tip which is going to help you grow better seedlings and the things that I actually do myself. So if you've not already subscribed to my channel, if you could please do so, because you'll get lots of helpful hints and tips all throughout the year from my allotment, my home garden, and from time to time my home kitchen. Now, my first top tip is light. Seedlings need good light to grow. Now there's a few ways you can do that. Some people have grow lights. That's one way. Another way is to put them on a sunny windowsill. That's another really good way of getting light to them. Another thing is when you start them off in a propagator, a lot of people make the mistake of leaving the lid on for far too long. Therefore, they're not getting enough light. Having a heated propagator is absolutely fantastic, and I wouldn't be without one, but the minute they've popped through the soil, you take that lid off. And when I mean popped through the soil, I mean just come through, not like these. These had the lid taken off and they were taken out of that propagator ages ago. The closest comparison I've got is like that, when they've just popped through. And even those have been out for a few days now. The minute you leave them in there for too long, they're going to get really long and really leggy, and you're already fighting to keep those seedlings from getting too leggy. The other thing is heat. So we all know that they shouldn't be too cold and they should be frost free. But what some people do is they make the mistake of keeping their seedlings far too hot, putting them near a radiator or something like that. Now the ideal temperature, or they shouldn't be above, is 68 Fahrenheit or above 20 Celsius. If they start going above that, they stand the risk of getting too hot, and that's going to make your seedlings go leggy as well. So I've got a few more top tips. We're only on top tip number 2. Now, if at the end of this video you feel that you've got good value from watching my video and you'd like to, you can do something called Buy Me a Coffee. There will be a link up on the screen, and there will be one down in the description as well. So moving on to top tip number 3 is fertilizer. So another mistake that people make when they start seedlings off is they over fertilize. Seedlings, when you first start them off, do not need to be fed at this stage. It's far too early to be feeding them. So a lot of people use seed compost, or some people use multi-compost. But whatever you do, don't start feeding them, otherwise the levels of phosphate will be too high and you stand the chance of causing issues with your seedlings. Now, top tip number 4 is air movement. So seedlings often don't get enough air movement because they're inside, so there's no movement of air. And the way some people fix it is by putting a fan in to keep a little bit of movement that way, or you can just brush them gently with your hands from time to time to put a little bit of air movement in. And that's one way of helping with air movement. Now, on to my bonus one, but before I do, if you're enjoying this video, it'd be really great if you could give us a like and tell us what you've liked best. And now I'm going to move on to my top tip that I do that helps fix a lot of these, all these 4 issues, and it doesn't cost you a penny either. So my bonus top tip, as you can see, I'm outside. So we're in March and we're in the UK. Now, although you can't have your seedlings outside all the time, on a really nice warm day like we've got today, I pop them outside on my table just for a few hours. And the reason I do that is because they get proper outdoor light, so photosynthesis happens properly, which it doesn't happen when it's indoors in a greenhouse. The air movement is naturally provided, which is helping it, and it has the correct heat as well. My other tip, and my other bonus tip, is also, so you don't over fertilise, we mix seed compost with coir, which gives the right balance and gives them a little bit of feed but not too much. Now, if you've enjoyed watching this video and you'd like to see what other things you can sow in the month of March and some other tips on how to sow and what to sow, then please watch our next video.